Evening. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, distinguished Toastmasters and guests. I can see some very powerful figures in the room. Good evening.
Good
My name
evening.
is Muhammad Ikrama, Toastmaster Muhammad Ikrama. I'm the coordinator for the Toastmasters Leadership Institute English rooms. And today we are going to experience a mental shift in our lives. Toastmasters values permeate far beyond the Toastmasters meeting setting. They drill down into the deeper aspects of our lives, and we are going to witness how we can incorporate them, how we can use them, and how we can make them our daily practice so that we can become even better versions of ourselves. Come to think of it, this organization has been around for over 100 years. In 100 years, those values have sustained this organization to become what it is today, and for it to be able to change the lives of so many people. And that is what we're going to be learning today. But I am not going to be the one to take us through today's gathering. I will be inviting a prolific Toastmaster, a Toastmaster par excellence, distinguished Toastmaster Chidi Chukwudimadu. She was the former Division Director for Division F. She has held different positions within the Toastmasters landscape. She was a club president, a vice president education, an area director, and subsequently a division director. So please join me as I welcome our moderator for today's training, distinguished Toastmaster Chidi Chukwudimadu.
Thank you most graciously, Toastmaster Ikrama. Thank you for that heartwarming introduction. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, jolly good evening. I hope you all are as excited as I am this evening. I'm excited because, yes, this is a Thursday evening. I'm excited because this is the first TLI session. But I'm more excited because of who our trainer this evening is. TLI lead said something about a brain shift. Who more to help us experience that brain shift than a brain doctor himself? Welcome to the first TLI, and I am happy you're all here. This shows that you are positioned or you are ready to experience growth beyond just saying, I want to grow. I'm excited you're here because it does mean that we're ready to learn, we're ready to grow. And it definitely does tell me that our energy, our curiosity, and our commitment to developing ourselves goes beyond the ordinary. This evening, we have the pleasure of being trained by a master in the field. We have the pleasure of being trained by someone who has experienced, who has lived, who embodies the core of the Toastmasters values. Someone who does not just speak about it, he walks it, he breathes it, he lives it. And you know, when you hear from such a person, it just definitely would put you on a different pedestal. This evening, we have the pleasure of being trained by a past district director of District 94. He's a brain doctor. He has served in every level of Toastmasters International, up to the district level. And he continues to be very active, even at the club level. Shows you that it's ingrained in his blood. That's the importance of growth, the importance of living by the values of Toastmaster. And if you're here in this room, blessed are thou. Blessed are thou because you will hear from the master himself. If you're able to, I would encourage you to please put your videos on because this is a virtual meeting. It would help us connect more with our trainer. It will help us connect more with every other person who's on the call. So if you're able to have your videos on for the duration of the training, please do so, because it definitely will help us enhance and enjoy and gain the benefits of today's training. Like I said, our trainer this evening is someone that we know. He's no stranger. If I begin to reel out his profile, his biography, we are going to like, oh, wow, really? But we all know him because at one point or another, you definitely would have either have spoken with him, you would have heard him speak, you'd have heard him train. You probably, if you are not so new, you perhaps were a Toastmaster at the time where he was our leader at the division level and at the district level. Please, if your hands are not busy, feel free to use your virtual emoticons. Join me to welcome to the virtual lectern our trainer for this evening, who will take us through the Toastmasters core values. He is the distinguished Dr. Abayomi Ayeshimoju. Good evening, sir, and you have control of the lectern.
Thank you most delightfully, DTM Chidi Chukwudimadu. It's a pleasure to see you again, and it's a great pleasure to see all the other people who are on this call. I see there are 13 of us. I'm really delighted to be taking part or leading today's discussion on what I think has not been given as much importance as it should have been given. I was going to say has not been given as much value as it should have been given. And there you see, we're talking about values this evening. Those who have spoken have talked about mind shift, talked about brain shift. Indeed, it is appropriate to think in those terms when you talk about values, because values really operate at a deeper level of the human being. And without values, as you hear in the course of the evening, you will be like a ship that is sailing, but without a compass. A ship that is sailing without a map. That ship can end up anywhere because there's nothing guiding it. And unfortunately, in the worst scenario, it can end up nowhere. Today, we're talking about Toastmasters values beyond clubs. Indeed, when you think about the mission of Toastmasters International, you will realize that it is targeted at you, the individual. And the aim of the mission, when you think about it properly, is to bring about a transformation in you, to make you a different person. And if you become a different person, wherever you are, whatever you touch, your influence will also be different. Your impact will be different. And that already tells us that indeed, most of the impact that you will have as a transformed person will be beyond Toastmasters itself. It will be in your life. We're talking about, can you see my slide? No, I'm not yet sharing, no? Hello?
You're not sharing your slides yet.
Okay, let me share my slides now.
Okay.
It's okay. Wonder is proving a little difficult to bring up. I wonder what the matter is. You can still hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Oh, what a pity. I load just a second. Can't explain what is going on. Let me see if I can log in again, please.
Okay.
Can you still hear me?
Yes, I can still hear you.
Well, for some unexplained reason, I'm not even able to shut down and start again. However, I think we can continue if you can hear me. Can you still see me?
Yes, we can see you. We can hear you.
Okay, all right. Well, as Toastmasters, let's make do with a challenge. What, unfortunately, I'm not able to.
Perhaps if you're able to send the file to me, I can share from my end and control for you.
Yes, that's another thing we can do. But for some strange reason, I'm not even able to. Oh, okay. Can you still hear me?
Yes, I can still hear
Okay.
you.
Let's say maybe I can now be able to share.
Okay.
We say we
Oh,
see
great,
you
yes.
and
It's
hear
coming up.
you very well.
I mean,
Oh, yes, it's up now.
It's good. It's good
no,
now.
I can't explain it, but
That's technology for you.
I just couldn't explain that. Excellent, excellent. So very quickly then, to get to business, I would like us to type in the chat the four values, core values of Toastmasters. Please, very quickly, let's have it. I'm looking at my chart now. Let's have you come up with it, please. The 4 values of Toastmasters. No. All right, you see, what I want each person to type the 4. Anybody I'm looking at, I can see everybody has typed 1 each. Is that all you know by way of the values? Is there anybody who can type the 4 values, one after the other?
Me, I type 4.
Okay, aha, oh yes. Yes, our PQD has typed 4, and there you have.
PD, ICRA.
Yes, a PD, yes, Nicole, DTM Nicole Bopé. I can see respect, integrity,
Service and
service,
excellence.
and excellence. All right.
Yeah.
Let me look at either another person. Very good. All right. What I want to show by that exercise is, yes, we all know the 4 core values of Toastmasters International. Integrity, respect, service, and excellence. The point I want to make is that the specific order of the values is, in the first place, it is integrity. It is the number 1, followed by respect, followed by service, and then excellence. I know people like to say respect first, because if you put respect first and you followed by the I, integrity, S for service, and E for excellence, what does it form?
Rise.
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 Yes, it forms
It's
rise.
easy. It's easy to say rise.
Yes, it's easy to say rise. But please, if there's only one thing we take away from this session today, let us know that the first value is integrity. And the reason for that is, without integrity, any other value, whether it's excellence, service, or respect, cannot really be meaningful. Integrity is the core, is the foundation of the values in Toastmasters. It comes in the first place. Then, I would like us to bear in mind that in Toastmasters, yes, we have the skills and competencies that we acquire. But very importantly is the values that drive Toastmasters, that guide everything we do in Toastmasters. And that notwithstanding, can you see the questions on the screen now? Can you see my screen being shared?
Yes, we can. Can see the question.
Okay. The exercise I want us to do now, look at all those questions. You have question 1, question 2, question 3, question 4. Just put in the chat now. I'll let you see it, and then we can open the chat. Put in the chat which value is question 1 addressing? Which one is question 2 addressing? And which one is question 4 addressing? Let's see the chat. Yes, please. What's question 1 addressing? Okay. Very good. Number 2, yes. Absolutely. So this is just a way of telling us about these values, what they mean by way of the exercise. When a person says a question, you ask yourself, how can I use my abilities to help and lift others and create lasting positive impact? What is that? Of the values? Which value are we addressing there?
Service.
Service.
Service. Excellent. That's service. And let me ask you, please, we are all Toastmasters. When we hear about service and Toastmasters, what name comes to mind first as someone who has exemplified service in Toastmasters, using his abilities and his facilities and his knowledge to help and lift others and create lasting positive impact? Any takes on that?
We will write, or you can answer directly, or you
Yes.
write in the
Oh,
chat.
no, you can answer. You can answer.
I feel the mentor. When you are the mentor, you help others to to increase and begin better. The mentor is a good example.
Very, very, very good. But that is what a mentor is meant to be. But I wanted an example. But so that we don't waste too much time, what about Ralph Smedley? The person who started Toastmasters. Was he not a great example of service? Let me hear from you. I'd like to hear from you. Does Ralph Smedley not fit this picture of somebody using his own abilities to lift others?
Yes.
You do.
Evaluation. Motivate evaluation, for example.
Yes, I mean, Ralph Smedley, I'm looking for an example of an individual, a person. Oh, yes. To me, he's a shining example of somebody who uses his ability to lift others up, to make them know how to do public speeches, to hold meetings better, of his own initiative. And that's why we are here today.
Yes.
A very big, shining example. Okay? And then I'm being true to my principles, even when it is difficult or costly. What is that?
Integrity.
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 Yes. And I'm sure you may find that that may be the most difficult of values to keep. And yet it is the most important. How can I honor each person and value their unique respective and inherent worth. What is that? What's that value?
Respect.
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 Yes. And how can I do this better today than I did yesterday and help others do the same? Please, the value of these questions lies in the fact that these are the questions you should always ask yourself. Whatever you're undertaking, whatever you're saying, whatever you're communicating, ask yourself these questions to activate this core Toastmasters value in yourself. And that way, be able to bring them and infuse everything you do with Toastmasters values. Very important questions. The way I want to approach this evening's exercise is that although the values that we've mentioned should be applicable to everything, everywhere, at every time, no matter what it is. However, I want us to look at the application of these values under two headings: in communication and in leadership. I chose this for two reasons. Number one, this is what Toastmasters is all about. But then, what we gather from this is not limited to Toastmasters. It is indeed meant for us to use also in our workplace, our relationships, our family, our society, in the larger community, everything beyond Toastmasters. And when you've mastered the application of these values in these two areas, then there'll be nothing from which you cannot learn something from this application for you to make use of, no matter what it is that you're doing. And hopefully we'll be able to see practical applications of these values as they can empower you to be more successful, more fulfilled in your life, to help your growth and enhance everything you do and those with whom you work and with whom you relate. So, integrity. The most difficult of all. To do with your conscience, indeed with your morals. It is just what it is. Truthfulness, transparency, consistency. When you don't know, say you don't know. When you made a mistake, own up to your mistake. Correct your mistake. Give credit where credit is due. Share credit with others as may be necessary, authentically. And when you communicate, we should be wary of exaggeration, of distortion. We should be wary of not being transparent. We should be wary, especially in these days of social media. Anything you want to pass on or share, please verify the truth. No matter in what form the information is. If you are able to do these basic things in terms of integrity in communication, we shall be building a lot of trust and credibility for ourselves. And the relationship between us and others is bound to improve accordingly. Then there is respect in communication. I'm sure many of us have experienced, even amongst ourselves as Toastmasters, people not really respecting others, their dignity, their perspective, not listening well to the other person, not showing any empathy or courtesy, not even obeying the need to respect the privacy and individuality of others. Civility, inclusive language. When you're the leader somewhere, it's not always I. It should be you, we and us. I already mentioned the need to give credit. It's all part of being respectful. And part of being respectful is also to be able to adapt yourself to the background and roles of the people you deal with. If you're talking to Toastmasters, it is respectful to adapt your style to Toastmasters. If you're talking to teachers, it is respectful to adapt your style to the teachers that you're talking to. It is part of that respect for the individual that makes you adapt yourself to him in your communication. And then we spoke about service earlier on in communication. It is nothing other than using the means of complete communication, which we're all learning how to do in Toastmasters, to now actually help people, to lift them up, to empower them, wherever you may be, giving helpful feedback to anybody you're connected with, mentoring, coaching, training as may be appropriate. Using communication as a way of service by sharing useful information that can really help people solve problems that they have. Doing these things, we're using the core value of service in communication beyond Toastmasters to have a powerful, useful effect on others and on whatever cause we may be wanting to serve. Then excellence in communication. As Toastmasters, it's not just for us to make good speeches when we are together. It is for us to acquire speaking skills, better vocabulary, better ways of expressing ourselves by way of pronunciation, so that we are seen as striving for excellence in communication through this continuous improvement. And we should be applying our Toastmaster skills wherever we may be, with mastery, clarity, and impact in all aspects of work and life. And so wherever we may be, it should be clear when we speak that that is a Toastmaster speaking. It's part of the application of the value of excellence in communication. As Toastmasters, we should always strive to speak clearly, avoiding filler words, not only at our meetings, everywhere we are. Whatever is given to us at work, or wherever, to prepare thoroughly, refine our messages. And this excellence, one cannot repeat too much, only comes from continuous learning, practice, learning from feedback, and applying whatever you learn from it, and applying the Toastmaster skills in everything that we do. Only then will we be making full value of, or full use of, the value of excellence in communication. And when we apply all these values, I said earlier on that values work at a deeper level in the human being. And by the striving to apply values, you actually bring about changes in yourself through these noble qualities: integrity, respect, service, excellence. Can you imagine somebody who becomes a Toastmaster, and over the years, because of the way he's able to apply the values, the core values of Toastmasters, not only within Toastmasters, but beyond Toastmasters, he comes to be a person now known for his integrity. That's an eternal value for which money cannot pay. Or you become a more respectful person, and people see the change in you. And they begin to see how the works of your hand begin to evince excellence. That is what Toastmasters really would have you become or be like. So let's quickly move now to Toastmasters' core values in leadership. The value of Toastmasters is something that should guide every decision, our interactions, and relationships. It will make us know that being leaders is not just a question of position and title. It was Maxwell who said that leadership is influence. How are you able, through the application of Toastmasters values, really able to create positive influence on those around you and on your environment, so that way you can help people strive and contribute their best? And so integrity in leadership, very simple. You make your decisions align with your ethical standards, even when it is difficult. You lead by example. You show sense of responsibility. If the team fails, take responsibility as a leader. And don't fail to share credit for success. Be transparent, honest, even about challenges. If you're wrong, say you are wrong. If you make a mistake, admit it and correct it. Now, for example, you could be a leader, maybe a CEO or what, and your workplace, your organization is having financial difficulties. And integrity makes you feel that you should share the reality of the situation with your fellow workers, rather than sugarcoating the situation and not putting them in the right picture. When people see that you're being transparent, they have more trust in you. And you can more easily enjoy their collaboration to find solutions to whatever problems there may be. Respect in leadership has to do with honoring every single person among those that you lead, their dignity, honor their perspective, even when it is different from yours, their contributions, never throw it away. You should, in fact, create opportunity and environment, all different personalities, all working styles, different strengths, to be able to contribute when it comes to making, planning, and teamwork. Respect means empowering people, not micromanaging them. Respect means you becoming a model of civility as you deal with people, even in crisis and in conflict resolution, when people will tend to lose it and just begin to attack themselves. Take a manager, for example, who chooses that to allow everybody a chance to grow and shine, to begin to rotate leadership roles in team projects. So each member will feel that she has her back. She has an interest at heart. And is being given all the chance necessary to grow and shine. And that is part of respect. And as for service, the serving leader, the leader who makes service and a value that he wants to practicalize, is the one who will put the priority on the growth, success, the well-being of others, as well as the organization or cause that he is permitted to work with. He will put in place conducive working conditions and facilities. He will see to the provision of coaching, training, mentorship, guidance, and give encouragement to help people grow, advance, develop, and be successful, and for the progress of the organization in which he is permitted to lead. Service-driven leader will come in and give support, sometimes even hands-on, in challenging times, to help where help is needed. And he doesn't stop there. He will be thinking of the future by nurturing leaders for tomorrow and cultivating humility, respect, and an atmosphere of joyful service wherever he's allowed to lead. Take, for example, a leader may observe that a particular member of staff or employee is struggling. And instead of just taking this over his head and putting him aside, reaches out to that person, coaches the person to the point that the person becomes more confident and regains his performance. That will be service in a leader. Remember the question, how can I use my abilities to lift others and create lasting positive impact? Then you have excellence in leadership. This is right up our field. right up our sleeves as Toastmasters, because we are to be setting high standards for ourselves and our team. As leaders, to lead by example, wherever we may be, by always preparing well, being accountable, being professional in everything we do, and encouraging, if you're to have excellence, continuous improvement. There will always be continuous learning, continuous seeking of feedback, so you can learn from the feedback. We say feedback is the breakfast of champions. This is not to be limited to Toastmasters. It should be used in life. And when you recognize and celebrate the achievement of other people, you inspire them. It's all part of promoting excellence. So excellence in leadership is all about consistently striving for the better, while also helping others to bring out their best. Now, for example, a nonprofit director who takes it upon himself to attend leadership workshops regularly to improve his own leadership skills and abilities, and then he uses that, he shares that, the insights he gets from his workshop with the team in the nonprofit organization to foster collective growth. That's a part of excellence in leadership. And so the overall conclusion is that without values, as I said earlier on, we are like a ship setting sail without a compass, without a map. It may end somewhere unintended, or worse still, end nowhere at all. So Toastmasters core values apply to all work and life. And the way we have seen how they come to play in all communication and leadership, I can assure you they are applicable in all work, relationships, family, social life, and community. As we are always communicating, aren't we? And wherever we find ourselves, we can lead in one way or the other, everywhere. Also, at all levels in Toastmasters, even above what happens in the clubs, right up to the board of international Toastmasters. And so, in rounding off what I've said, remember the 4 questions guiding the 4 core Toastmasters values, which we should arm ourselves with and always ask, how can I use my abilities to help and lift others and create lasting impact? That is service. Am I being true to my principles, even when it is difficult or costly? That is integrity. How can I honor each person and value their unique perspectives and inherent worth? That is respect. How can I do this better today than I did yesterday? I help others to do the same. That is excellence. I did not put these questions in the order in which the values are ranked in Toastmasters. But just to remind you, it is integrity, respect, service, and excellence. And so that's where I stop my talk. Thank you very much.
Wow, wow, wow. Please use your reaction buttons to celebrate
yes.
our
Yeah.
trainer.
Interesting. Very
Use your reaction buttons to celebrate our trainer. If this is not a mind shift or a brain shift, tell me what is. You know, we every now and then talk about the Toastmasters core values. And we are very quick to go rise. But today we have learned
Oh,
the correct way of positioning the core values.
yes.
Integrity being what? The foundation core value upon which all other core value rest. Because without integrity, the other values have zero meaning. I want to see those emojis. Keep them coming, people. Keep them coming. If you know you have learned something today, if you know that you have experienced that mind shift, I mean, it takes a brain doctor to know how to teach us how our brains should work. And he's done that spectacularly this evening. I do not even know where to start. Well, we definitely will go to questions. If you have questions, keep them ready. Keep them ready. If you are not shy, get ready to unmute your microphone, put on your video and ask. If you're shy, you can use the chat box to drop what? Your messages. But I want us to
Why
just
shall I shy?
take a moment and breathe in that teachings. Breathe in the content. Breathe in. I do not even know how to go about explaining or expressing how I feel this evening. Our doctor this evening has just reminded us of something that we overlook. That Toastmasters is not just about speaking well or leading well in clubs or at division or at district level. It's about the kind of person that you are outside of Toastmasters, outside of your club meetings, outside of those Toastmasters hangout, outside of the titles. Oh, I'm club president, club secretary, I am division director, no, that's not what is important at this point. And that's what Distinguished Toastmaster Abayomi has just reminded us. He's talked about the values.
Yes.
Not those, I mean, you know, when we put the values on banners, it looks very fancy, very cute. Oh, yes, those master core values. But he's not talked about it as those fancy words, but as compasses that should guide our everyday life outside of Toastmasters. He's taking us from Toastmasters club meetings and all the activities and the shenanigans and has put us out in the world to say, who are you? Those 4 questions are questions that we keep reverberating in my mind, in my brain. I'm going to constantly ask myself those questions. As a compass to guide, am I really, Chidi, are you really applying those core values in your life outside of club meetings?
Yes.
Please.
Yes.
If you don't take anything away from today's session, just take it that. Know that without values, you are like a ship sailing without a compass, without a map. You might get to a destination. It definitely will not be the destination you want to get to. Or you might just be found flailing in the ocean, lost, confused, and you definitely will not know where you're going. Right? Okay, so let us now ask. If you have questions to ask, please, like I said, get your questions ready. Feel free to use the reaction button to raise your hand if you have a question, if you want to ask a question. If you want to use the chat box to drop your questions, please feel free to drop them in the chat box. And while I'm waiting for those questions to come through, I'm just going to take us through those 4 questions again. Say, how can I use my abilities to help and uplift others? This is me paraphrasing now, right? And that's service. When you talk about, am I being true to my principles even when it's tough? integrity. How can I honor each person's worth and perspective? That's what respect. And how can I grow daily and help others do the same? That's excellence.
Very good.
Keep asking yourself those questions. Keep asking yourself those questions. Before you speak, ask yourself, am I speaking? Am I speaking respectfully? Am I actually exhibiting any integrity in my communication? Have I verified what I am about to say? Am I putting myself in the shoes of the other person? Am I being respectful? Am I using inclusive languages? People. All right. I mean, I can go on and on. I definitely will not leave here this night. But let's open up.
I want to drop something. Let me just drop something.
Sure.
This may be helpful also. Each time I think of the word integrity, it comes to me that without integrity, you disintegrate.
Without integrity,
and there's disintegration. Just let us think about that.
That's people. Without integrity, you disintegrate.
There's disintegration.
There's disintegration. Please
you
do
cannot
not
be
forget
in
that.
harmony with yourself, with your values, with your conscience.
Right.
Something is not together.
Absolutely. 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 Please do not forget this. I'm noting this. I've noted it down. I'm noting this. It's going to stay with me. If you have questions, please, this is the time where you ask your questions. If you do not have any question, I would believe that we're still, our brains are still in, they are turning on their own, assimilating and just regurgitating what we've heard and coming to terms with it. All right, our PQD has her hands up. DTM Nico, you have a question?
Thank you, Chidi. I want to say just a little contribution and say thank you, Dr. Abayomi, to share with us this night the life lesson. Core value of Toastmaster is the instrument to help each other to begin better for a better life. Because if we are giving one time enthusiasm, energy, knowledge to help either to become either is a fantastic, is a generosity. And generosity is a good thing for a better world. I think Ratzmelde, when he created Toastmaster, beyond communication and leadership, she gave us a good instrument to give our contribution to the better world, is my comprehension. Thank you very much.
Thank you very kindly, Madam PQD. Thank you for that contribution. All right, I do not see any question. Whilst people are preparing their question, Doctor, I do have a question.
Yes, please.
This would jog people's mind to start putting their questions together. And this has to do with integrity being the foundation of all the other values. In your experience, could you maybe share with us what are like some of the common ways that you've seen that people unknowingly compromise their integrity in either in communication or in leadership? What are like those ways that we might feel that yes, we're actually embodying integrity, but we're not. So in your experience, what are some of those common ways that people unknowingly compromise on their integrity so that we can begin to watch out for those little things.
Let's even take what we experience in Toastmasters. Let us say there's a speech contest and somebody is from your club and you don't even realize that you're no longer objective. You are driven by the urge to have somebody from your club winning. And if that is what is driving you, you are not exercising integrity. Because what Toastmasters wants is that the really best speaker, going by the criteria that have been given, is the one who should win the trophy or come out as number one. Then sometimes people are lazy and they do not fulfill what they should, even in their in carrying out the projects that are given to them. They do not strive for excellence. And if you're not striving for excellence in a place where you are told to strive for excellence and you know you're not striving for excellence, that fact in itself is lack of integrity. So you're not upholding the values that are meant to be the bedrock of the organization, in this case, Toastmasters. Well, there are people who when they do their should I call it reports now, or trying to score points in the distinguished programs or at the different levels, they might be cutting corners. And of course, that is not what is required or expected of you if you are to be to uphold the value of integrity. So it's a question of always listening to your conscience and knowing what is required of you and knowing how you should go about obeying or living by those standards that have been laid down. Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, something happened on my screen just now. Okay. Yeah, those are some of the things I can think of right now.
Awesome. All right. And thank you very much for that example. When you talked about the contest one, that's just I think that's one very clear example where we can begin to just ask ourselves, because it's very easy, isn't it? It's very easy to just do that switch. You don't even realize it, that you're no longer functioning or you're no longer operating objectively because you're driven by that. Oh yes, I've seen this person speak. This person is fantastic. I want a representation for my club or for my area. It's good to begin to, for us to begin to just take a step back and begin to reevaluate ourselves and how we act and how we speak. All right, Ditiemolu, I see your hand up. You have a question?
Thank you very much, moderator. Thank you very much, Dr. Abayomi. a living legend. I must give it to you, and I want everybody to clap for him. Please put your hands together for a living legend. If you don't know, now you know. Thank you very much for this training. I really enjoyed myself. The moment I came on board on this call, I said, wow, this is awesome. And thank God it was you that was choosing to take this class. Now, concerning integrity, something happened to me yesterday where we have most of the clubs in Abuja where we have our meeting. It's called Novare Mall. And I went to have my lunch and then used my card to pay. Guess what? I was charged, but I was a chargeback.
Okay.
So the money was not deducted until this morning. It was. So, and I'm already known there. That's where my office is. That's where we have about 8 clubs meeting. And this restaurant know that we are Toastmasters.
Wow.
They also know that I'm past division director. So this morning I just walked down there. I said, excuse me, what I paid for yesterday, the money was returned back to my card. Please have it.
Wow.
At that moment, I felt cool as, as an individual. So taking it to the integrity that we talk about in Toastmasters, when nobody is seeing you, when nobody is there with you, what will happen? I mean, I could have walked away. They wouldn't know it's a big restaurant. But I went back and paid them this morning. So it's very good, not just in our professional life, in our daily life. Integrity is key. We must uphold it. So thank you very much for the training this evening. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
So, thank you for sharing that example, distinguished Toastmaster Olu. And sure, it's about when nobody is watching you, when you feel like nobody knows what you are doing. Who are you? It's how we operate, how we think, how we speak, how we act, that really does tell us who we really are. And that's important, why we need to do or carry these values of Toastmasters with us. I do not see any more questions, and I'm just going to do a quick recap on what our doctor has taken us through this evening. And we talk about integrity in communication. He said to tell the truth, do not exaggerate, do not distort the truth, verify. With respect in communication, you have to listen, you have to empathize, and respond with dignity. For service, give helpful feedback that uplifts and not just critiques. Excellence, we have to speak with clarity, prepare thoroughly, and always keep learning. And do not forget that leadership is not just about the titles, it's about the people. It's about value, and it's about making impact. Toastmasters as leaders, if you agree with me, this evening, this night this is not a regular training. This is a reset. Today, we have all learned the things that we thought we know, and we have learned new things, and a chance for us to keep learning. Now I see Idris has a hand up. I think we're beginning to break away from the shyness and ask questions. Idris, do you have a question?
Well, thank you very much. Not a question per se. I must say that I'm very impressed, and the commendation, poured on the speaker is well deserved. And I would say that I would just like to add a few things, and which is the fact that we need to be deliberate about situating some of these very important values of Toastmasters within the context of our daily life. I see a great disconnect between theory and practice, because I look closely at some of our colleagues within the system, within the network, and I realized that most of the things that we learn, that we also imbue within ourselves, either by volunteering within this network, people hardly adopt or adapt such in their daily lives. And you work with colleagues, you see people around, you give people assignments, they don't truly understand, they have not well internalized some of these core values. And I think it is better experienced when people are given roles. That's when you begin to see whether they are an embodiment of some of these core values. So how do you suggest, or how would you advise that we help or support our members to be able to embody this? I know that's what the entire lecture is about, right? This session is about, right? But I really don't know how well we can make that like a ritual, sort of, to become well enshrined within us, such that we are able to really demonstrate those core values of respect, integrity, service, and excellence, because that is essentially what will make someone an outstanding leader. Thank you very much.
Thank you. The way to start is for anybody who wants to influence this, to understand it and begin to exemplify it. And this should begin to reflect at our meetings, at our decision making, the way we go about it, the way we urge people to think when we meet, when we want to take decisions, when we want to appoint people to positions. And when you start doing that, that's when it becomes possible for that to begin to influence others to know that, look, this should really be our focus. And we should all begin to work at it. I cannot see any other way in which this can be done, rather than exemplifying it, practicalizing it as somebody who has come to realize that. And wherever you can, speak to it, point at it, as what should be guiding us in whatever we do. And the more that do that, the better.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Dr. Toastmaster Idris. I hope that addresses your question and clarifies your concern.
Yes, thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you. All right. So we'll take the last question. I see District 130 Chair Education. Do you have a question? Please go ahead and ask. If we start by telling us your name, because I can only see District 130 Chair Education. If you're speaking, I can't hear.
Okay. Yes, District 130 Education, Zalia Manto.
Okay.
Awesome.
Thank you very much, Dr. Abayomi. Thank you, Chidi Chukwudi Madu. Thank you, everyone. I'm so happy to be reconnected with the presentations by Dr. Abayomi.
Thank you.
And I would like to relate a small story. Last, at our division and area directors training, I met an old Toastmaster who has disappeared for almost 10 years.
Wow.
And when we met, he gave me his book. So I went home, read the book, and went back with a feedback. He appreciated so much that he sent me a note saying that, aha, the Toastmaster values have not been betrayed. You responded and you provided me with feedback. I'm so happy you are a true Toastmaster. So I said, you too, you are a Toastmaster. That's the reason why we are still together. So the area of integrity you are mentioning is so real. It's a day-to-day behavior that Toastmasters should have.
Yes.
And when we do so, we then see that respect comes with it. And when respect comes, it gives us the enthusiasm and the need to continue serving. And when we serve, we all rise and we we work towards excellence. And this is how I see it. Thank you for your beautiful presentation, Dr. Abayomi.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Very well put.
Thank you so very kindly. That was well put together. I love how you were able to just tie the core values in there, and you just made it very practical and easy for us to just think through. Thank you so much for your contribution. Fellow Toastmasters, dear leaders, thank you for your time this evening. Distinguished Toastmaster Abayomi, thank you for taking the time to open up this chapter. I'm really excited that you were our first TLI trainer, and I'm super excited that you took us through on the Toastmasters core value. This has laid the foundation for future learnings for us. For me, this was not just a training. I felt that it was a heart check. It was a reset, a brain reset. It was a compass reset, opportunity for us to just retweak our compass and make sure that it's actually pointing in the right direction. This to me was a call for us to lead better and live better beyond the walls of the Toastmasters Club. This evening, you have reminded us that values are not for display. They are for direction. You have reminded us that integrity is an inch higher than honesty. Integrity is about aligning with our beliefs and our core. You reminded us that respect is not passive. Respect is how we build bridges. You taught us that service is not just sacrifice, it's about making impact. And that excellence is not perfection. Rather, it's about that growth day by day. And fellow Toastmasters, for me, I would encourage us to not just keep this in our notebooks. This is something for us to carry with us daily, carry it into our teams at work, carry it into our families, our interactions with people outside of Toastmasters, well, within and outside of Toastmasters. It's an opportunity for us to evolve and to be a better version of ourselves day on day. Remember that without value in an individual, you are what? Like a ship without compass, and you do not want to be a ship without compass. So thank you once again to our trainer, Distinguished Toastmaster Abayomi. Thank you to everyone who showed up this evening, and thank you for allowing me to moderate this spectacular session. At this point, I will hand the virtual lectern back to the TLI team as they take us through the rest of our meeting this evening. Thank you so much. Toastmaster Ikrama. Toastmaster Ikrama, are you still here, or any member of the TLI team?
Yes, I am. Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Chidi. Forgive me, I am in a very dark environment, and my dark face will not be visible to anybody, even if I turn on the video.
We can hear your voice. I think that's fine.
My dark face. It blended with the darkness. Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Abayomi, for that wonderful presentation. And at this point, we are going to thank everybody that has participated in putting this training together. Our very powerful and prolific and down-to-earth program quality director, distinguished Toastmaster Nicole Bope. Thank you so much for the opportunity to put this together and the thought to actually go beyond the regular Toastmasters trainings by initiating a training like this that blends into the lives of every individual in the room. Thank you so much. And to the TLI chair, distinguished Toastmaster Edith Waha, thank you so much for being a great pace setter and putting this together as well. To the rest of the TLI team, Thank you so much. I can see Toastmaster Saida Drabo. Thank you so much for always being there. We are going to be having this training once every month. And then remember that after work sessions take place every second and fourth Mondays of every month. So we're inviting every district leader, every division leader, every area leader to come here. But I am not going to wrap up without recognizing the presence and, in fact, the ever presence of our very own program quality, of our very own club growth director, distinguished Toastmaster Stella George, who has always been at all of the TLI engagements, the after-work sessions, the trainings, all of them. Thank you so much for being here, and we recognize you. And then I can see some other division directors, the director for Division G, distinguished Toastmaster Mary Henry Aponica, and the area directors that are present. Thank you so much for being here, and we are going to call this to a close. Until next time, see you at the next TLI training. Thank you so much.